Were you surprised when Dynamite Kid eventually broke down?
Well, I mean, Dynamite Kid only went one speed. It was balls to walls, and he was by far the best wrestler out there. He was just a little shorter, but there was nobody more entertaining than him. But he, as far as the English, when they talk, they're a little more stone-faced. They don't have quite the charismatic features like you see in My Face or George Animal Seals or Hulk or Roddy Piper. The English, English
Expressions.
the expression, I call it stone-faced. They got the message across with Matilda and this and that.
Right.
They drew big money for Vince, though. Big money.
Were you guys all close outside the ring? You got all four of you guys?
Oh yeah. I mean, when I worked the territory up in Calgary, and we went through a lot of fights up there. You travel 500 miles from Regina to Calgary. It's 500 miles straight shot, and we had to stop the van in the middle of nowhere, and we all get out, and there'd be a fight or something like that, and then, all right, back in the van, get back in the van, go on our way.
Davey Boy was a big ribber, obviously. Everybody.
Oh, God. A river, oh, my God, the ribs, the Dynamite Davey pull were just unbelievable. The eyebrows were off, shaved off, and other things like, there was one story there I could possibly mention here without being in too much trouble. There was a place called Saskatoon, and it was a little arena. There was a guy there that he wanted to be a wrestler, and
This is for Calgary?
this is in Calgary,
Yeah.
yes. And Dynamite and Davey Boy was saying, here, take this, and take this, and do this, and here, drink this, and they put vodka in this cup of chewing tobacco.
Oh.
With some Valium in it and some amphetamines in it, and they made it. He drank it like, and then they shaved his head, completely bald, and anyway, he wasn't all quite there. He wasn't mentally retarded, but he wasn't. And God, his mother is like, my God, what'd you do to my son? But those are some more crueler ribs, and then there were other things where they like the commissioners in Saskatoon. Saskatoon was our Monday night show in Canada. And we were in a hockey rink with about, what might have been 50 people there, maybe. And there was always a commissioner, and the commissioner would get involved, and he'd either have his pants or clothes torn off and run back to the room, walk room naked. And this was minor. And
The Bulldogs were probably wilder in Stampede than they were in WWF.
They're, they'd have all this, they do little tricks, like, Dynamite Kid used to take a razor blade, somebody messed with him or something, and cut down the middle of someone's pants like they're slacks. And so they go to put the pants on, they would basically wouldn't be anything in the middle, but little things like that.
I heard, what was the heat between the Rougeaus and Dynamite and Davey Boy?
Oh, I wasn't really involved in that too much, but I know they got, Dynamite was picking on the Rougeaus constantly, because they had a kind of a little bit of a social problem.
Because they were French
Yeah.
Canadians and compared to Canadians, and it's kind of almost like black and white in America.
Dynamite didn't like them,
Right.
and he picked on both of them for a long time, and then he beat up both of them at one time. And then we were coming out of luncheon one time, and he got sucker punched by one of them.
Knock his teeth or something.
Knocked his front teeth out with a roll of quarters or something, and then remember Tommy Dynamite told Davey, he goes, he had this whistle. Yeah, Davey, it's time to get serious. But and then I remember Brett and we had to wrestle the Rougeaus after they both got knocked out by Dynamite, and we were wondering what the hell were we gonna do. Like, they were both and they were pretty wheezy, but that's just strictly from being on the road. Too much anxiety, and but they were notorious. The Bulldogs were notorious for their ribs, and really cruel ones too.
Right, I've heard.
Real cruel ones.
What's the cruelest one you've heard?
Oh.
Besides shitting people's bags and stuff.
Well, nothing was ever actually proven, but they go. Well, I wouldn't say nothing was proven that they did it, but there were stories more over in England where you didn't eat your lunch, so you put it in a tin and you have it later on, you know. And so some of the guys, one or two, I'm not going to mention any names, but they get their sandwich in a tin and they ate the whole thing, and that was good. And it was a large piece of human excrement.
Oh,
And everyone's watching like, ooh.
That's fucked up. Damn. Ow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember, I think this might be a rumor, I'm not quite sure. Somebody had done a large bit of human excrement in Jerry Lawler's crown.
Right, the Nasty Boys or something.
Yeah. And they blamed it on Kurt Hennig, but it was an extra large one, a big circular pattern. And I don't think Jerry Lawler ever got over that, but that was years ago.
Huh.
Well, that's the way we kept ourselves entertained, and
Right.
well, those are some of the harsher ones, and
What do you remember?
and there's always a lot of bad blood over that, and people don't get, like people lose their jobs over it.
All right. Were you guys nervous during Vince's indictment when he first got?
With indictment with Dr. Silverman.
Yeah, with all that stuff. Were the boys nervous that the company might go under? Or?
Well, Dynamite Kid actually, the only nervous time I ever was when Dynamite Kid had this plan to hoist Dr. Silverman's whole doctor's bag, and it was full of everything, and so. Somehow, I don't know, I was a flagman or something, I was involved, and I heard she like, all right, come on. And I'm like, well, Dr. Silverman, what is this about this new type of psoriasis? And in the meantime, Davey Boy and Dynamite are in the back there, they're threw the bag out the back of the window, and there were like thousands and thousands of dollars of drugs involved, or, sleeping pills and steroids. I mean, just stuff that, muscle relaxers and all kinds of, because we worked so hard on the road, no one had time to see a doctor. Pretty much it. But Dr. Samoran never harmed me at all. But anyway, that's when Dynamite started throwing, if I should say this, but, started dropping, he had so many halcyons. They started throwing in people's drinks. Well, like you, like a new wrestler, well, we'll give you 5. And he disappeared, one week's like, here, cheers, cheers. And pretty soon, that Outback Jack,
I heard about that.
Him walking around the Holiday Inn in Oakland naked, and then sitting down at the coffee shop was a bit much. So the police got him out there and went back to his room, and he came back and he wanted a pie, and he was still naked. And I got him back to his room, and it was brutal.
Oh, man.
He thought he could outdrink Mr. Fuji and Don Morocco. That was wrong. That was a big mistake.